The irony of the common guy saying we might get released from the prisoner exchange and my argument from last episode. Now you done fucked up.
Yeah. I'm a commoner that hits back.
No, my argument from last time was that it seems more likely that an aristocrat would get exchanged. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are here with episode 9 of Ginga eiyuu densetsu Gaiden 1999.
Legends of the Galactic Heroes. Gaiden. Spiral. Labyrinth.
Well, technically it's Arc 1 something 5?
Season 2.
Let's see. No, just Arc 1. Sorry, I'm pretty sure it's... Sorry, I have to look at all these folder names. Arc 5, Racing Mikyu, which is Spiral Labyrinth. Okay. I know what's seeing. Well, the difficulty here is my file says Arc 1, but the folder it contained in... It was contained in says Arc 5. Again, I'm doing a lot of subtitle editing. By the way, did you notice any problems with the subtitles last time?
Really?
Miscoloration, a missing punctuation mark, or spaces between punctuation marks?
No.
Alright. Because I actually found a program that I can use to edit the AG subs. Is a program I'm using to edit the style sheets of all these things. So, apparently that's working out well. I then also have to take it into a notepad to fix the punctuation marks. But, you know, working it out. I'm going to be doing it for over 100 episodes because of this show.
Wow.
Well, because, you know, there's like 100 episodes before we get into the main show, which is itself 100 episodes. So, I got to be doing it for the entire run, so I've got to learn how to do subtitle work before, you know, we get anywhere. Anyway, how about you go ahead and tell us in chronological order the events of last episode?
Last episode, Wenli Yang arrives at the prison planet, and he gets picked up by his assistant and gets a little tour of both the city of Monopolis, basically a small city that grew not around, but as it's an offshoot of this planet. Apparently, this planet is getting terraformed because it's mostly desert, so they're growing, you know, plant life for creating, you know, not deforestation, but forestation, water sources, that sort of thing. But they say, no, we'll talk about the city later. They go into the prison, which is kind of step pyramid shape. He gets explained that basically the Federation, the Alliance actually treats the prisoners rather well in the hopes that they see the benefits of, you know, of democratic rule, right? Representative democratic rule. He's also driven, he meets then the commander, who says, basically explains how the prison works, including the fact that there's a group, which is the something committee that is run by an old soldier. He used to be a baron, and he left that to join the Imperial military. And he was captured during the battle where Ashby dies. The second battle of Tiamat. He meets with him, with this particular prisoner, who then says, "Oh, I really don't need anything. I just want my sort of personal pursuits, which is I'm looking for information." And basically, his room is also like a library with a lot of books. It says, "If you can find me the information about a defector from the Empire to the Alliance, that would be great. That's the only thing I need from you." It's like, okay, you know, when it says, "Okay, fine, I'll do with it." Then he gets a call that he has to get dinner with the security chief as well as the vice superintendent. Apparently, the dinner doesn't go well because although he gets along with the captain, which is the leader of the prison, and served under one of the members of the 730 Mafia, which I don't remember who it was at the moment, because there's a lot of characters here. Apparently, the dinner doesn't go well. He goes back to his room. He then meets his steward, and he tells the steward, "I like my room a little bit messy." And steward's like, "Well, that doesn't make any sense, especially in a military context. But hey, I remember that my boss used to be also liked it that way." And turns out that his former boss was also a member of the 730 Mafia. So everybody he meets during this journey, or everybody important, has some connection to the 730 Mafia. He goes to sleep at 3:30, 3:35 in the morning, gets woken up, says, "Oh, by the way, we have a riot and they're taking hostages. Bring your gun." And he doesn't even run. He just walks to wherever the riot happens to be with his gun to deal with the situation. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, sounds about right, other than a couple of I'm pretty sure it was the superintendent and the vice superintendent he ate dinner with, not the security chief.
Yeah, security chief, because he was the black dude. Security chief was the black dude. The vice superintendent was the white dude that looked like he was a villain. They said, "Oh, this guy looks like a villain." And then there was the superintendent. They were actually in a table aside, but it was like a cafeteria kind of situation.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was supposed to be the top 3 people of the prison, which would have been the superintendent, vice superintendent, and him.
And also, we're told that there's about 55,000 prisoners, but only 3,600 soldiers. So it's like, it's good. One of the reasons why he meets the leader of the prisoners is it's best to have good relationships with them.
3,600.
3,600 soldiers to protect them.
Right. Again, this is why I keep mentioning Banner of the Stars, because Banner of the Stars 2 kind of immediately takes place on like a prison planet, kind of like this, but they only inhabit one island, and it's a place that's walled off, and the outer walls are all gun emplacements, and then the water has like gun towers in it too, automated, because there's a very small guard population is what it is. They also have like representational kind of democracy sort of thing, but not really, because we don't care about them, to the point that when we send them supplies, we like fly planes over and literally bomb them with the supplies, because they have like these little township sort of things, and you see these things land and they hit them like they're multi-ton packages. People get crushed under them, but hey, better than starving to death, I guess. Because it's also about their whole evacuation of this place. I'm like, no, evacuate the prisoners first. No, evacuate us first. That whole thing. So I guess get that kind of vibe from this, except they don't have the automated security system. So that when a riot happens, it's going to be even worse off. I guess
see how they handle it.
Just to my benefit, though, I haven't even finished watching Banner of the Stars Season 2 yet. So, don't know how that'll go, except for the fact that they foreshadowed a character's death. One of the main characters' death, and that there's only one season after that, and it's only like 4 episodes, so kind of think that's gonna happen. However, doesn't seem to me that Gang is gonna die here, considering this is a backstory thing. You gotta have some big old balls to kill your main character in the backstory.
Just checking on what was Banner of the Stars, which, as I checked, was also sequel to Crest of the Stars.
Yeah. Crest of the Stars is the first one, Banner of the Stars for next. Banner of Stars 2, and then the last one has a different name itself, and obviously I haven't started that, so I don't know what it is, but it's also a late 90s anime, I'm pretty sure. It's based on a book series. Like, it didn't books to anime. It is very good, though, but again, it has, like, space elves. But they're kind of like, I told you during Macross, they have that little illegal thing that they can connect to.
Peters?
Yeah, Macross Frontier, the illegal thing. In Banner of the Stars, the space elves are all like for space. They don't like be in gravity wells or anything like that. They live in their ships, but they've got like jewelry that they connect into the ship, and like their right hand goes into like a control. And he's like, "What if you need to use your right hand for what?" Yeah, it's like that sort of thing. So they're very much tied into the ship. Like, the ship readout goes like super fast, and they're like, "I don't need to read that. It'll flash red if something bad's happening." And I mean, it very feels like a 90s Macross Frontier. If you are ever interested in picking up something on your own that maybe kind of has the feel, but I guess also doesn't have the music. Like, dude melts in a fucking cockpit because they spray him with radiation because they don't have weapons.
Oof.
The exhaust of our ship is heavily irradiated, so he's chasing us. So let's just at him, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, at least I know one person that watches our shows will get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 people. One of them is a gold tier member on a Patreon. People really like Banner of the Stars. I didn't even hear about it until people were like, for some reason I picked it up because I saw on Reddit people were doing a watch through of it, and I was like, okay, I'll watch along. And then I just kind of lost track of them, so I just started watching on my own. And people on our Patreon channel just started like, oh, I love Banner of the Stars. I'm going to watch this. Cool. Good pick. Go me. Anyway, you ready for a history lesson? Or possibly a repeat of episode 6, which was all action out of the blue.
Yeah. To wake us up.
Again, I was taking notes at 2 a.m. I'm already on the 2 a.m.
Yes. Yeah.
There was something about making an analogy about a ship and calling it Nod or something, but, the brain didn't want to get there and the mouth stopped moving. So you ready?
Ready.
Let's do this.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
What's the problem with using the same terminology twice? I ask you if you're ready, and then I say, let's watch the show. And then after that, I ask you if you're ready so I can start playing the show to then do the thing. Because it's entirely possible. Yeah, it's entirely possible you're saying for the camera that you're ready with the intent of, okay, before we start the show, I need to use the bathroom or something, right? So it's entirely ready. You could say yes once and then no the second time. That's just, double confirmation. I treat you with the same careful quality that, the bunker treats the nukes.
Okay.
Two key turns.
Comforting, I guess.
Look, obviously it doesn't affect you as much because obviously if you're not ready, you're just going to say stop and go use the bathroom. Whereas it just means I have to stop the recording. The impetus of problem is actually only on my side. So I'd rather not have that problem and just not have to do that editing work.
Yeah. Also, I noticed that if we go back to the other guy, his images look more
right? Yeah.
Full action. He has a gun.
People are
shouting.
guns. People look upset. Yeah.
Here's like,
But also,
oh yes, the one I skipped the whole part where he's reminiscing about the girl that he liked, that he thought she was with his friend, but she made sure that to see him off at the airport, not airport, I guess it's a aerospace port, right? And they're like, yes, because I am your friend. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. And he's like, oh, okay, that was not weird.
Well, I was going to say that even if the next thing we watch does have to deal with the other guy, we already know it's 1/4 the length of this. So it could be 4 episodes of action.
Iconia, yeah. So it's Econopolis.
Just remember that Star Trek world, Iconia. With an E.
Where did they get the guns? That's a 320.
I don't know, maybe they took one guy hostage, took his gun, then took the next guy hostage and took his gun. Awful lot of your cameras are out there, buddy.
脱走劇に参加している者は今のところ80名というところだ。だが今後いくらでも増える可能性がある。
最大限700倍に膨れ上がる可能性があるってことか。
どうもとんでもないことになったようだ。
でもまだ一人で15人を殴り倒す必要はないな。鎮圧するなら早いうちだが、影の帝王ケーフェンヒラー大佐殿は
Oh,
どうして
yeah,
ますか？
he's right.
彼が脱走計画者たちを説得してくれるの
700
では
times 80 is
ケー
56,000.
ヘンヒラーはあの建物の中におるのだ。
人質にされているのですか？
それはわからん。
He's leading
だが
it.
その可能性が高い。
Yeah, I was to say, why would they take another prisoner hostage?
ヤン少佐、機関はパトリチェフ大尉と共に様子を探ってきたまえ。
2 versus 80, that sounds like good odds. Not for nothing though, but the next time on told us that he would exchange himself for hostages, so.
Thought he would have some backup.
He does. The guy that
Yeah,
you
the
already
big guy.
explained, yeah, big and strong. Because in a world of guns, that's very important. Oh wait, no, it's not. I'm sorry, I got that back. Literally being big is a hindrance in a world of guns.
Well, they have night vision equipment.
Nope, they're just the stupidest looking binoculars you've ever seen.
1万光年の逆調整を敢行するつもりかもしれないね。
そんなことができると思いますか
200年以上前にアーレ・ハイネセンという人が成功したらしいけどね。
The guy who founded the Free Planets Alliance?
200年来の快挙ということになれば私らも歴史
Oh, that's right. Remember,
Also-
like the Gulag thing that we were joking about before?
Yeah.
その向こうが問題の東
So they're possibly hoping to get out. Like, yeah, you were saying last time. Before we got into what's the mystery mean.
Oh, they have rifles.
That's blue. Anyone who knows Star Wars means it's stun. You're safe. We're all safe.
どうやって入手したものや
Why you get killed in a sci-fi movie?
盗み出したのか人質から取り上げたのか
横流しという可能性もあるな。
以前から噂はありましたが
こっちだ。確かに何かが動いた。
もういいよ。よそう。
何がもういいんだ。敵がいたかもしれないんだぞ。
もうやめようよ。こんなの。
Would you shot your gun to give your position away without, like,
貴様、
knowing that there was a guy
気づ
here?
いたのか。
だって無理だよ、反乱なんて。こんな危険なことをやらなくったって、おとなしくしてれば捕虜交換で帰れる可能性だってあるし。
そんなもの何年先になるかわからんじゃないか。
だけど、
おいおい
貴様にわかるか。俺の家は貴族なんだぞ。こんな貧しい暮らしに耐えられるか。貴様は平民だ。こんな薄汚いところでも平気だろうさ。だがな、俺は違うんだ。
いい加減にしたらどうだ
The irony of the common guy saying we might get released from prisoner exchange and my argument from last episode. Now you done fucked up.
Yeah. I'm a commoner that hits back.
いいじゃないかね
No, my argument from last time was that it seems more likely that an aristocrat would get
Yeah.
exchanged.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I guess he proved me wrong about being big and strong not mattering in a gun world.
相手が弱いだけです
Turns out he's
Oh,
like the
it-
he's the drill instructor from Starship Troopers. Can't shoot you. If you're disabled or hand.
Yeah.
この二人から事情を聞くことにして、この場は引き上げ。
Also, again, it proves that the empire, you know, the distinction you just said, distinction between commoners and aristocracy. Like, I'm a member of aristocracy. I can live like this. It's like, yeah, fuck you, dude. You got your ass beat by a commoner.
I mean, to be fair, he has no choice but to be gets ass beat by a commoner because there's no nobility in the Free Plants
Yeah,
Alliance,
but-
as far as we know.
Yeah, but it proves anyway that, you know, like, oh, I'm superior, you know. I'm gonna beat up on this guy because I'm angry.
今のは連中の要求が非難されたのか、伝えた私が非難されたのか。どうすればよろしいでしょうか。
まずプレスブルグの資料を出せ。
Do you think this riot was set up by Superintendent here to get the new guy killed?
貴族のボンボ
Could
ン
be.
If he's upset that they've done something, it seems like he's upset that they succeeded in a way.
貴族のお坊ちゃまか。
Or that he's asking too many questions.
ヤン少佐。部屋3時間。機関にとっては大事な決断だな。
はあ、どういうことでしょうか。
ここで判断を誤れば機関の前途に傷がつくかもしれん。そういうことだ。
つまり所長に代わって人質になることを買って出ろということか。見えすいた言い方をする。すると私はどうしたらいいんでしょうか。さすがに口に出して代わりに人質になれとは言えないだろう。
I want you to order me to do this, so it's on the record.
Yeah.
機関は参事官としての職務を果たすべきだ。捕虜どもはとんでもない要求を出しているが、所長殿が人質になるわけにはいかないだろう。だから、
機関が人質になるわけですね。ご立派です。
いや、
I was going to say, did we ever ask what happened to the last secretary?
私が身代わりになるしかないでしょう。
私も同行します。
Oh yeah, that looks like a face of somebody who planned this.
必要はないよ。
いや、
Yeah, he's getting something out of it.
大切なお人なんで
And
す。
apparently, I guess the last secretary maybe found out, and now this he sees Yang is going to be a problem. So obviously, you wouldn't just do this as a constant loop, getting all the secretaries
Yeah.
killed. That'd be too obvious.
おいおい、ヤン少佐とパトルチェフ大尉が身代わりだとよ。どう思う？
所長のやつ、目障りな二人を手よく片付けたんじゃないのか。
There you go.
パトリチェフ
Also, the fact that only like 5 cameras out of like 20 are on back there.
的に目障りなのさ。
ヤン少佐も目障りか？
お前は想像力ってものがないな。所長のやつが21歳の時は可視感ですらなかったんだぜ。それが一方は少佐殿だ。面白いはずがないさ。
そんなもんかね。
Have the Greek chorus explain exactly what's happening.
Well, I mean, except it's not like to what I was hoping the depth was going to be. This is just, I don't like this guy because he got promoted ahead of me.
Yeah.
Weird commercial break here in a show we've never had a commercial break for. See, they got all of their ground now. Not all of them.
虐待もせん。俺たちは名誉ある銀河帝国の軍人だ。立派だね。パトリチェフ隊員の顔は知っている。だがもう一人の方は本当に少佐か？年齢にしても階級にしても俺より上とは到底信じられんぞ。階級証を見てほしい。身分証明書も。言われるまでもない。本当だ。
Why is that like on the last page?
よし。
Oh, never mind. I forgot Japan.
人質を解放しろ。俺たち帝国軍人は約束を破らないということを
Infidels.
不定な共和主義者どもに知らせてやるんだ。3時間とやら、お前はどんな武勲を立てた？その若さで少佐というならそれ相応の武勲を立てているはずだ。違うか？
違うわんね。あんたらの国と違って我が国じゃ血筋や家柄で出世する人間はいないんだ。
黙れよ。お前には聞いていない。エルファシルという政権で機関たちの軍隊に攻撃された民間人を救出した。戦艦を一隻沈めたとか、敵の部隊を一人で全滅させたとか、そういう武勲ではないのか？一度そういうことをやってみたいね。
Well, except that you've said that you actually wouldn't.
この坊ちゃんは英雄的軍国主義の素朴な信奉者のよう
Yeah, but he's playing him. You know, he's
落
playing
胆さ
him.
せてすまなかったね。お元気でっていう
For a moment there, I thought that was Jean.
Yeah.
I can't tell these faces. I'm face blind in this show.
人質はあれで全部か。そうだ。貴様、我々が小出しに人質を解放するような姑息な手段を取ると思うのか。いや、そういう意味ではない。捕虜の中で君たちに反対して囚われている者がいるのではないかと思ったのだが。そんな者はいない。計画に反対する者は出ていった。臆病者には用はないからな。ケーフェンヒラー大佐はどうしたんだろう。
But the big guy keeps smiling at everybody.
それで私たちを人質にして今度は何を要求するんだ。統制艦宇宙船を一隻だ。宇宙船でどこへ行くつもりだ。知れたことだ。故国へ帰る。
なるほど。歩いてはいけんな。宇宙船がなくてはな。
銀河帝国軍人を侮辱するような意図があったら許さんぞ。
別に侮辱してはいないつもりだがね。あんたらの中で宇宙船の操縦ができるやつはいるのか。
一人いる。
機関士は、広報士は、通信士は。
そら案外正直なやつだな。
I mean, do what you gotta do, right?
50人ほど要求するつもりだ。それに3ヶ月分の食料もな。
少佐、私ら2人は宇宙船1隻と乗組員50人と3ヶ月分の食料に匹敵する価値があるらしいですぜ。
すごいね。でも機関と私とが一生稼ぐだけの給料で宇宙船が一隻買えるとは思えないな。
The economics of hostage taking.
経済的行為にはどこか計算が違っているところがありますな。
やめんか。まあ虐待はしないと宣言した手前もあるだろうが、激怒しても手を出さないのは立派と言うべきだろう。
Especially considering what we saw from the other guys out in the alley. Oh, thanks, Yank, for saying what I just said.
私でもついの情熱にほだされて帝国万歳と唱えたくなりますよ。
ほだされないとしたらどう考える？
そうですな。私としては皇帝を称えないとひどい目に遭う社会より 役立たずの腐敗した政治家を公然と罵倒できる社会の方が好きですな。
Yeah, but you really still have only the same amount of power to do anything about corrupt politicians.
建前があればそれをよりどころとしてお偉方を批判することができます。私は建前を最初からバカにする人間をどうも信用できんのです。偉そうなこと言ってすみません。
Also, it really feels like your hands could just like slip out of those.
それがなければ職業軍人になり
I
ませ
mean,
ん。
I like the fact that they have like a thing that actually protects the skin, but also means that you don't have a lot of movement either.
Oh, I
They
kind of
expand
assumed.
it.
I kind of assumed that there was something underneath that was actually gripping their hands or their wrists.
Yeah, there was a. It kind of expanded when they got put it on, right? So that doesn't give you a lot of movements too.
まあ努力はしてくれるんじゃないかな。何しろ私は妙に有名人になってしまったから、見殺しになんかしたら大佐自身の評価に関わってくるからね。
But if you die in the process,
救出し、恩を着せつつ叩き上げの実力を見せようとする。そんなところだろうな。最も大佐の思い通りに
Unless he does a subversion of what you think is going to happen, and it helps them get a say shift.
誰だそこにいるのは。
私だよ。
Krishnikov or whatever the fuck his name was? Yeah.
何をしに来た？ケーフェンヒラー。
Yeah, I got that name wrong.
前は抱きすべきやつだ。お前のやっていることは
帝国軍人にあるまじき行為、帝国貴族にあるまじき振る舞いか。
He already knows what he's gonna say. It's like,
Yeah, I kind of have to wonder what he's doing, though.
老人が進んで人質になってやろうというのだ。そう怒鳴りなさんな。いずれゆっくり互いの思うところを語り合うさ。
he doesn't want to go back, I
進ん
guess.
で人質になったようだが推挙なことだ。
本当に何をしにいらしたんですか、大佐殿。
ケイという人物に興味があってな。多少の手助けをしてやろうかと老婆心を起こしたわけさ。
助けていただけるの
Grandmotherly
ですか。
救出するとは言っておらんよ。この状況でできるわけもない。ただ2、3、K の知らん裏の事情を知らせてやることぐらいはできる。
伺いましょ
Now let's go back to the story you've heard so far.
Yeah.
う。は
Let me tell you what I was doing 40 years
コステ
ago.
アはここ数年にわたって収容所の予算を横領しておる。どうやら収容所の金庫には小さなブラックホールが口を開いているらしくてな。
あ、どのくらいの量です？
A prison warden in
私
media
の知っておるところでは
is bad?
350万から
What a guest.
350万ディナールというところだ。
そんなに？
コステア大佐が退役の時に受け取る退職金は30万ディナールというところだろう。なかなかどうしてコステアは軍人にしておくのは惜しい詳細の持ち主だって。
証拠は？さっきからうるさいぞ。お前らは人質なんだ。人質のマナーを守れ。人質。
What is the proper? Yeah.
そういえば
Heads down, mouth shut.
なぜ行動を起こさないのだろう。さっきから何かを待っているように。
Proper hostage etiquette is the same as children at an
それで
assembly.
大佐殿、私はこの芝居の中でどういう役割を与えられているのですか？
エルファシュルに続いてヤン少佐はエコニアでも英雄になるわけだ。ただし死んだ英雄だがね。
Yep.
うわぁ、今度こそ2階級特進か。エルファシルとエコニア、共通するのは頭文字がいいってことだけなんだがな。
私もヤン少佐と一緒に英雄ですか。
Well, I mean, I guess the corrupt leader thing would be a common point as well.
Yeah.
パトリチェフ大尉が金庫に開いたブラックホールの責任者ということになるわけですね。
あまり嬉しくありませんな。公金横領犯フョードル・パトリチェフここに眠るなんていうご悲鳴はごめん被りたい。
まあ大きな社会には大きな不正があるし、小さな社会には小さな不正があ
That
る。
doesn't seem true.
たかが辺境の収容所惑星でも、
You have a large injustice in a small
それは
society.
存在した瞬間から腐り始める。
I mean, I think it's being relative to what you have to deal with, right? In other words, he's not embezzling billions. He only embezzling 300, hundreds of thousands because that's what he has access to. And only a couple of people get killed as opposed to thousands of millions,
両
right?
提督の件だが、この2つの事件には間をつなぐ一本の橋があるのだ。
それを大佐
There we
殿
go.
が発見なさったと？
隠されているのを見つけ出したとは思ってるがね。
Well, I don't like it that he just
い
gives
ずれ
it
に
to
して
him.
も帝国のことですね。
That's
私にと
why he
っては
came here.
所詮他人事ですが。
ではブルース
Because he's the only one that wasn't thrown by his initial conversation like everyone else was.
降参します。大佐殿は一体何をご存知なんですか？
銀河帝国と自由惑星同盟とにまたがる大陰謀さ。テレビドラ
I think you were
マであれ
right.
ば1万光年の陰謀とでも名付けるところだろうな。
そんな大陰謀、こんな貧弱な辺境の収
I
容
want
所
us
に
to
い
go
る
into
お
a
前がどうやって
flashback where he
仕
starts
留め
telling
る
the
ことができる
story,
んだ。
and then all the hostage takers are like sitting Indian style around it. Just
時や場
everyone's
所は関
listening.
係ない。いくつかの情報とまともな推理能力さえあれば真相を知ることはできる。事件の当事者以上にはっきりとな。
彼は踊らされているだけですね。
Yep.
ブルース・アッシュビー提督の死は謀殺だという投書を軍部になさったのは大佐殿だったのですか？
Oh,
そう
But why did he sign it as the
いきなり
wife?
の攻撃だった
The
エル
dead
ファシルの
wife.
脱出口から2ヶ月足らずヤン・ウェンリーは再び迫り来る生命の危機にさらされていた
The artificial inflation of this story, by the way, I feel like this story should have been like 1 to 2 episodes. But we keep
Yeah.
like getting, oh, you're gonna have to go to a prison planet, and then we get introduced to like all the prison shit that doesn't turn out to be meaningful at all, because we really could have introduced the fact that the warden was like corrupt from the very beginning and gotten into
Yeah.
this in 1 episode. But now we're like, oh, we're starting to tell you information. Oh, explosion! So
Yeah, this kind of feels like, because it's in the 1990s and the radio show was in the 80s. Like, we have this very important character, right? We're gonna create this side story for them, but we can't have them killed because otherwise, and we can't have them, this feels like an RPG plot, right? In a way, like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to go and talk to that guy, and then talk to that guy, and then to that, because otherwise.
yeah, we go to
You know.
investigate the basement to find out what Sephiroth is up to, and instead we find a vampire that then will tell you about the useful scientists' experiments. And it's like, well, cool. This is a really good side story, but we were kind of trying to figure out what Sephiroth was up to, though. Like I said, if this was tighter, this could have been 4 to 5 episodes. I feel like of like really. I've realized what I'm doing now is I'm creating DNT. The problem with DNT is it's too fast, hard to keep up with, and you don't understand people's motivations because you don't spend any time on it. And here we are. Like, oh god, we know these people's motivations too much. It's like the difference between knowing that a guy is out for revenge because his wife died, but then the difference between also knowing why he fell in love with the wife and all the time they spent together. It's like, oh god, 10 episodes too much on the backstory.
Yeah, and also feels like Yang, again, kind of reminds. Oh, he's a better character than Basara. He's too passive. Things happen to him, but
だがそれこそ反逆者の汚名を着せられる危険を伴う行為だった次回銀河英雄伝説外伝スパイラルラビリンス第10話
I guess he's gonna take some action then. Now that he knows that his boss is corrupt, you know.
It's funny that you're going. He only stuff happens to him, and then somebody's pointing a gun at a guy.
Yeah.
The ironic timing of every statement that we make.
Yeah, but but again, as a writer, it's like, man, I've spent like 4 episodes. This guy just doesn't do anything. Okay, and he's taken prisoner. You know what it feels like? It feels like the trope, why don't you shoot him, or usually is tied to James Bond, right? Where James Bond gets taken prisoner, and then he has this, not always, but in many other movies, has this elaborate escape sequence, right? And the reason why you have the elaborate okay, it's kind of weird because it kind of feeds in itself. You take him prisoner usually so that he can talk to or listen to the bad guy give the plan, what he's planning, right? So he can boast to Bond. But since Bond is supposed to be a super spy, right, we have to restore him, so we give him this elaborate escape sequence. Over time, the reason why Bond got captured was to set up the elaborate escape sequence. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Originally he was getting captured in order for him to have that one-to-one with the bad guy. And the bad guy was, the bad guy would gloat, and then, ninjas literally would come from the ceiling, and there would be a big battle, and, Bond would, join the battle, whatever, right? Or the first air cavalry would show up, whatever. But then it was like, we can't have him being saved all the time by other people. He's supposed to be a super spy. So we have to restore him by giving him this elaborate, he's fighting sharks or jumping over crocodiles or whatever, right? Or having a fight on the side of a blimp or whatever, right? But then it became, okay, in order to set up that very elaborate escape sequence that was designed to restore him as he's a cool guy, he can do this, we got to capture him. And then we catch him, I don't know, we hit him in the head with something like a rock or something, like, or we drugged him because he's going to sleep with a woman or whatever, right? Something very dumb. And so that's what happens. We have this sequence now where he takes a gun because we haven't, very passive. It's like, oh, he has to be able to do something. We had him as a guy of action, sort of, in the first episode.
I was
He
going
saved
to
the
say,
day.
the first
and then he
episode
doesn't.
goes against your motif that he's a passive guy. Although his
And then we
passivity
have
is kind of actually what makes him the action hero.
Mhm.
Because remember, his passivity is like, give me the guy in the room who's not doing anything
doing anything
for the job. That guy. And that's why he gets assigned. So his action hero moment is built on a throne of laziness.
But I guess what really is that he doesn't have a motivation. I mean, he joined the military because he had no other choice because he was broke. He doesn't want to be in the military, but he can't escape the military, so he has to go with the flow.
He would have to pay all the bills for the. Then he now can't leave because he hasn't fulfilled like a term of service.
So he can retire to get enough. And if he does retire, then he will become a politician, but he doesn't want to do that.
Well, he wouldn't have to. It just seems like that's the thing that would be thrust upon him.
Yeah, there will be a lot of pressure for him to do that, which kind of mirrors what happened with all the admirals of this.
Well,
the
only one of them.
Mafia.
Only one of them entered into public service.
But the other ones, well, they're all military is public service, I suppose.
Well, no, I mean a politician. Only one of them became a politician of the.
But all of them were trusted to higher
Congress
power, right?
or
Except for
Supreme
one that
Council.
Yeah, all of them.
Well,
were,
but I mean, all of them stayed in their career. Is what I'm saying. None of them. Well, only one of them actually left the military and then came back. But all the other ones stayed within the military career route, becoming supreme commanders of the fleet or joint chiefs of staff. Only one of them went to a actual political route.
I think with the 730 Mafia, and I think you mentioned this before, are all the possibilities that Yang could take in the future if he stays in the military.
Well, Yang said that himself. He said, "This is how I could see my life ending up if I didn't change, if I don't change my ways, or if I don't act a different way." And I said that it seems to me like he is going to become like a combination of all these characters in one. It's either that or he is going to like form a group that's essentially like the 730 Mafia and then try to not end up the same way.
So I guess this is both a clue to who Yang will eventually, wenli, as I was going, will eventually be. Actually, that's actually the actual mystery here. Who wenli is about to become, right? Because this is ultimately a cautionary tale of what happens when you're a coward and you let people die, right? In the first episode, if you're put in a position of power, no real supervision, you become a thief, right? The guy was stealing money. And the 730 Mafia, where you become so confident in your own abilities, perhaps because there was more to it. He had a secret card.
That
right?
was that was the point of episode 6. I felt like was indicating that he was becoming a real asshole, even to everyone around him, that he no longer cared, to the point where he took 300,000 ships from another guy's fleet. No, that's too many too. He took a divisible number of 3 ships from another guy's fleet, who said, "I won't be able to hold this line if you take that many," and then ended up giving it to him anyway. And dude dies in the battle. Actually, it's a different dude, but it all leads back to the same cause.
So either give in to your cowardice, your fears, give in to your ego, or become corrupt. Right? Those are the 3 bad endings for Yang, for wenli. So how do you become a true legend of the Galactic Heroes, right? You have to avoid all those things.
I mean, technically, it feels like Ashby was also a legend of was a Galactic Hero. I guess it's your definition of Galactic Hero. Does Galactic Hero have to be a hero for both sides? A Galactic Hero?
True. No, I think it's someone who truly represents... I think he was heroic. He was a hero of his own story.
Well, he was a hero of the Free Planet Alliance, so certainly he was not a hero to the Empire. So he's only a partial Galactic Hero. I think if other people hate you, then you're not. You could still be a hero that's hated. I don't know. The argument kind of falls apart. It's your definition of hero.
Yeah, but I think he's becoming heroic in the almost paladin-like sense that he doesn't let his ego corrupt him, right? And risk the lives of people.
He's the Avatar. Is that what you're saying?
Kinda. He
From
doesn't let
Ultima Online, I mean, I don't know actually what Avatar you might have been thinking. I'm talking about Ultima Online, the Avatar.
Yeah. He's not the kind of guy who lets his to power corrupt him, either by money or politics, right? And he's not somebody who lets his fears guide him, right? And he doesn't seem to be a very frightful person. He always seems to be very calm in all situations. So that's not a problem he has.
My understanding of who Yang is this.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's just, you know how Char doesn't plan for anything, but Char just reacts to everything around him? This is laid back Char.
Char, who doesn't want to have an alternative motive to kill a bunch of people.
I mean, Char's dad's dead, Yang's dad's dead. I don't know what Char's finances are like, but he could be broke. Yang seems to be broke.
I think he's holding he has whatever money he has from his job, which is a member of the military. And if he's single, he doesn't have anything to spend it with. Although in Origins, we do get a sense that he's spending his money supporting someone else.
Yang doesn't have anybody. He's got the money from his job.
Yeah. Doesn't have to pay room and board. Doesn't have to pay health, anything like that. So
Char is a hero of a specific combat encounter in the Gaiden universe. Yang is a hero of a specific encounter in the Legends of the Galactic Heroes universe. They're kind of the same character if you think about it.
Without the betrayal and the murderous intent.
And the mask. Unless you think that his outer appearance...
The moonball mask.
Yeah, well, I mean, unless you think that his outer appearance of not caring that much is a mask. Because obviously, like, he's got this whole thing for Jessica, and he doesn't want to kill people. And we did see, like, the internal monologue of, I better tell the hostage takers what they want to hear to kind of, like, judge what they're all about. Which is kind of another mask.
I think he's actually building the mask. In fact, when he was facing his superiors, it's like, oh, you better order me to go there, but I'm not going to say that. So, like, oh, so you're taking that. Oh, no, it's a joke. I volunteer. Like, I got what you're saying, but you had to, say it so it'll be on the record. And then we had the Greek chorus of France like, yeah, no, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Okay.
Well, they obviously didn't know what was going on, though. They're just like, they're blaming it on the fact that he got promotion so early and that the commander is just kind of irked at that. Don't know the whole he's stealing. He's literally pulling a Shawshank.
Yeah.
This is Shawshank in a sci-fi world.
But now I guess the next episode is how do they, not only how did they pull it off, how did they survive, but also how did Kevin Hiller figured out all of this,
Well, he is old.
I mean, yeah, but he's in a prison. He has access to information. Where did he get the information? How did he put it all together? And how did he figure out he was embezzling the money too?
Well, the last one is a question. I think all the other ones can be answered by he's old.
What do you mean he's old?
That he was around. We don't know when he got captured. He's old.
He got captured in the battle of the second battle of Tiamat.
Oh, so he was around, is what you're saying?
Yes, but after that, he's being in a prison. So how would he put all of things together?
Because maybe he knew. Maybe he knew all the things before he got captured. Maybe he was part of it.
Yeah, probably.
I'm saying
that's a possibility.
I'm saying that literally the second battle of Tiamat is where all of that ends. All the before that is all the setup. I mean,
yeah.
That's where the story of all the involvement ends. Obviously, these people got killed after the fact. That is a different story. Yeah. Honestly, all we're investigating, and I think I keep having to bring up, like when we're like, well, when Roses is like, he was like sleeping pills, and he may have been killed. It may not be accidental suicide, but it actually might be homicide. And I'm actively going, yeah, but you're not part of that investigation. Somebody else is investigating that. You're only about Ashby. And I know the normal thing would be like, yeah, but he's the hero of the story. He's got to go figure out what happened to Roses. No. There's literally a whole other investigation unit. In fact, you only know Roses because you're here investigating Ashby. And then they go off and say, oh, yeah, there's other people investigating this, and they're doing this and that, and we're looking into that. And it's like, good. It has nothing to do with this. Maybe it isn't connected. But let the other investigation. We are too deep in on Ashby to not get this answered, to go off on another goose chase. So, to the Ashby story, that's where Ashby stories ends, when they kill him. In which case,
or he dies.
Well, I'm assuming that what we saw actually happened. In which case, the question isn't, did he get murdered? Well, kind of, depending on your definition of murder, because this could just be manslaughter. That it's not somebody on the ship killed him or some sort of internal conflict. It's how did they know where the hard luck would be when it was out of formation?
Precision,
To then
to ambush it,
Well, it wasn't like an ambush. It was like literally one shot to the right spot killed him. And it's like they were already, the patrol ships and the destroyers that were with him, protecting him, they were already in a fight, fighting something else. So just one shot out of the blue. Like, my thought went back to, like, Star Trek 4, right? Where did the shot come from, right? Well, it was actually a bird of plague cloaked under our ship and fired a shot. Like, well, because I watched. It comes out from the direction of the Imperial fleet, but off to the side from where they're heading. Yeah. So it's like, okay, it's not a shot that came from one of our ships, unless that ship was ahead of them and turned around, because we see how they shire.
But it seemed that it was in between some asteroids, so it was probably using the asteroids as cover.
No, there weren't any asteroids there.
Or other ships.
This was while the Imperial fleet was retreating, and their fleet was the one using the asteroids to go around before, but they've already moved off since then. So the asteroids, wherever the fuck they are, would be at their back already. So you've got the hard luck going this way, and the shot comes from this direction. So somewhere from where the Imperials are. Because I think somebody would have noted, hey, what's one of our ships doing over here?
Yeah.
So, my impression is, no, it's not a murder scenario. There wasn't somebody on the ship who stabbed him. Unless it was Rosas himself. But then again, Heath becomes a problem to that, because Heath was right there watching it in the flashback. I don't think we just make up a guy who never existed for the sake of putting him on the spot. So either Rosas stabbed him and then made up the story, because one of his lines is literally, when everyone else is dead, there's nobody to refute what I say. Which is very damning if you think he's the killer. And if he thinks, oh, I got away with it, time to kill myself. You know, the last guy who's ever going to investigate this got the story that I said. Well, good, now my granddaughter can inherit everything. Whatever, I don't know. It's a weird story. But I'm more likely to believe the shot came out from the Imperial side. Somebody was giving them information. I don't know, I've got like 5 theories at this point. I just want them. I want the show to give me something where I can start cutting theories out.
Yeah, cutting the branches, so to speak. So yeah. So this episode was interesting.
It was better than the last episode. It gave us something to talk about. Like, the mystery is coming together. I feel like if we can stop trying to be exciting for a moment, we could actually start figuring some stuff out.
Yeah.
I wish we just stop having such gosh darn action scenes all over the place. All right. Final thought?
Looking forward to the next episode.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?